No.
Did you do it the day you hit Rich?
No. No way. I wouldn't do that. Oh,
Are we live?
Oh! Say. Just say his name.
What?
How y'all doing? It's live with the guys. You're so
Hey,
cool.
Julie. No one's seen it yet. Your husband was just walking around.
I don't know how to start this show. I'm getting out of
How's
here.
everybody doing? Hey, Shannon.
Is
It's
the
so
mic
good
on?
to see you
The
guys.
mic on?
No, the microphone's not on.
Oh, thank God. Hallelujah.
There you go.
Glory. Here we go.
Hello.
God saves us again. How's
We
everybody
always
doing?
start with the mic turned off. That way we get all the
Can
bleep,
y'all
bleep,
hear
bleep
this?
out of the way.
We definitely had some
Hey, Dan.
bleeps
Hey, Juan.
that needed
Hey,
to be
Brian.
taken off. Guys, it's Lake Tawakoni
No,
God
I-
Service. It's Tuesday night. We're
Hey,
all
it's
together.
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
We're Lake Tawakoni God Service. We are 45 miles east of Dallas,
Texas.
Texas. Okay, now we live there.
He's moving us.
Oh, Candace, Julie. Shark attack.
Samantha ought to be in there soon.
Snake attack.
They're at flag football and cheer practice.
Oh, are they? All right. Well,
Oh,
guys,
there she is.
we've got a special show for you guys tonight. Got Mr. Ryan Glover
Oh, it's
in the
not.
house. Mr. Noel Ibarra right back there.
And he's watching.
Stage right. Mr. Mike Thompson in the house. My beautiful
Everybody's
wife
so
Terry.
dark.
Yeah, it is a little dark in here.
It's
Yeah.
August. We're doing-
Yeah, we're getting
We've been out in the
Oh,
sun
wow.
a little bit.
We're vampires.
That's actually better.
Yeah.
Okay. Guys, check this out. You joined us on a really good night tonight. We're going to be discussing Humminbird, the new technology that's out with the Gen 3s, the new 360 imaging in the Mega. It's going to be killer. We're going to be talking about settings, how to set up your sonars, your site imaging, what to look for. We're going to break it all down here a little later. We're going to be giving away a bunch of stuff tonight. We're going to give you a saltwater report on Tawakoni so you can know how the mahis and the...
And not just Humminbird, but also the thing a lot of people may not realize is Minn Kota and Humminbird are basically one company nowadays. So they've got a new system out called the One Boat System, where your sonar can kind of talk to not only your trolling motors, but also it can talk to your talons. Minn Kota's also got a great line of battery chargers, et cetera, so you can completely do all your electronics on your boat.
It's exciting
Your
times.
Humminbird, Minn Kota, and everything.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
all one boat system.
And here's what's cool, guys, is with the new Gen 3 stuff, your spot locks are even tighter.
Control it all with your cell phone.
There is a new trolling motor from Minn Kota coming out.
Bluetooth.
Long shaft. It's going to be really cool. We're going to talk all about it here in a little bit. But first, Ryan has been dying to
No,
tell
I'm
us.
not.
It's actually not yours.
He's been dying to share.
No, Michael's the one that hadn't been able to talk for about 2 or 3 weeks now. So he's been driving back and forth to Florida. I bet he's been talking her ear off. So he's got a lot to tell y'all tonight.
Well, and actually, the main thing I was
the paper's not down there.
the main thing I was really wanting to tell y'all was about what Ryan was wanting to say. Anyways, guys, we're excited to have you here. And what kind of report are we going to give?
Do a lake report first. That way we know
Yeah,
where
right,
we're at.
right. That water's about 45, 46.
42 degrees.
No, it's
Oh,
about
yeah.
85 is what I've seen today. The water level's about 2 inches low. All the boat ramps are open, but hey, there's tons of stumps starting to show up all over the lake. And just be careful because they're there. Noel's got something to say now.
I like that blue shirt. Where'd you get that blue shirt?
Hey, I like this blue shirt. You know, this is Tar Heel.
Papa Smurf.
This is, you know, I like Texas, but North Carolina, this is Tar Heels color.
That's crazy.
See, you lost so much weight and need a large.
Yeah.
That shirt's too big on.
No, it's not.
It's it
Yes, it
is.
is.
Wrinkles set a bad example.
It looks like a lifetime ago.
It is.
It's okay. It's sometimes it's accepted to. It's okay to accept. You know?
Except what?
But you've
Except
lost weight.
No, hey, it's good.
Do
I
you
appreciate
guys,
y'all
yes or
telling
no,
me.
do y'all think Ryan's
Let's
lost
take a
weight?
poll. Come on over here,
Who's
Ryan.
got a large shirt? That's really the only way to.
Well, mine
Hey,
wears a
no, hey,
medium.
no, you already made me try on a medium, and it was.
Looks like he went shopping
Well,
at Vegetation.
hey, well, judging by how the medium fit,
He put stretch marks
I
on the
don't think
medium
that
shirt.
the large is going to be.
So you'd rather
I
air.
still like
So, how's
Yeah,
everybody doing? Let's take some
Yeah.
hellos. Thank you guys so much for being here. Shannon, yes, he has lost weight.
Yeah, I have.
Yes, you have. There, see better.
I
Come
gained
on,
weight.
Ryan.
If
No,
I'd
well,
stop
everybody's wondering where
drinking, if
you've
I'd
been.
stop drinking Dr. Peppers, I'd lose a whole lot
Yeah.
more weight.
But you refuse.
I do.
I understand.
34 viewers, 34 seguidores. Hey, where them lights at? Where them hearts? Are y'all awake? Hello? Man, look at this. Hey guys, what's going on? Where are you watching from? So, can we see the comments on here?
We can. Swipe it to the right. Swipe your other right. There you go.
You gotta start from the corner though. Oh my gosh.
No, we can't.
iPhone.
Hey, you can see them on your phone, so you're gonna hold them anyway.
Oh,
Are we live?
We are live.
Hey guys, so hey, we're going to check out the comments right here. So be sure to share the live feed. Let's go more viewers in here. Hit them likes, hit them hearts. Welcome to
Tell them about Open Water Lodge.
Open Water Lodge.
Page.
They're gonna love it. So you definitely.
We keep on telling you.
come on.
I was going somewhere.
Well, just text me the other day. He's like, hey, we really need to have our customers.
Well, yeah, just go.
See our Open Water
give them a little
Lodge page.
commercial. Talk about all the different amenities.
What are we having there?
Do you know what amenities are?
Hey guys, we're gonna have a swimming pool, a zip line. What else are we gonna have there?
He's a mess.
Go-karts.
We're doing shore scuba diving. We're gonna scuba dive from the shore.
Shout out to some folk.
There you go.
Wow.
Hey, Open Water Lodge coming soon, man.
Yeah.
It's under construction. Everything's looking good. So let's see here real quick. Justin Williams, what's up, brother? How's it going? Chad. Hey, we got the box.
We didn't open it yet.
Can't wait to stay there.
Have y'all
Come on, brother. It will be open pretty soon.
the box?
James, what's going on, James? Juan Martinez, the best guides in the world. Thanks for the shout out, Juan. Kim Wheeler, how's it going? Larry, how's it going? Hey guys, you got questions? These guys will answer them for you. And don't forget to share. Let's get some viewers in here. We got 40 viewers. Let's get more in here. Hit them likes, hit them hearts.
Stop right now and shares, and we'll wait on everybody to stop and share.
All right.
So they won't miss anything. Tell them how to stop and
So
share.
if you're watching from your cell phone, bottom left-hand side of your cell phone, there's a little share button. You're gonna click the share button. Where's the camera thing right here? Yeah, you could actually tag some people.
Share it in a group.
Yeah, you could share it to different groups, which I'll do that here in a second as
That's
well.
how I used to win.
But bottom left-hand side, you hit that share button. It'll say comment. You don't gotta put a comment on there if you don't want to. Just skip that and just hit that share button, and it'll go all to all your friends and stuff like that. When is what opening?
The lodge.
The lodge.
Oh, soon, like real soon,
Like mid-October,
Like-
maybe.
like soon.
Like real soon, like 6 months soon.
Yes, real soon.
We're shooting for the first of the year now.
Next year, maybe.
Hey guys, we are live. I mean, it feels good to be back on live with the guys.
I know. We missed
Well, it's the
y'all.
first time we've all been together.
Right?
Yeah, in a minute.
Mike T,
What up?
come on up here.
Get up there and
The
show
price is
us.
right. What do you get for $1?
I guess 2 50-cent pieces. What is it? Four bits? 6 bits?
Pesos
It's $1.
Yeah. Pesos? How much in pesos? Probably $10 in pesos, right?
No, 10 pesos
It's
is $1.
We have
13.50.
one extra person
really?
watching.
Mhm.
Oh, 42. We're waiting on y'all.
That's right. Y'all got to get us up there at
Waiting on you
45
guys.
before I'm going to give
I'm
it
gonna do this for the rest of
They're
the show
probably
right here.
saying, well, we're trying to figure out what y'all are doing.
I'm going to raise you up, Mr. Mike.
Yeah, I was fixing to say, I'm going to have you
You're
down
just
here
a
on my knees.
little short there. There you go, buddy.
I'm not short. The camera was short.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
All right.
I got my high heels on today.
There's no place like home.
I don't know. Whatever y'all wanted to talk about, I guess. Like I said, y'all were supposed to be asking us a bunch of questions about these here Hummingbirders and them Minn Kota trolling motors. And anyway,
Can you share a group on the phone?
I thought maybe you had a question for us on that, but
Actually, I think there are some questions that have come in
Huh?
on the Minn Kota. Are there some questions that have come in?
Not, yeah.
Guys,
I'll, yeah.
real quick before he gets into that techno stuff,
Oh,
though,
yeah,
everybody falls off.
Yeah, because, yeah.
I'm gonna give a quick crappie report. I haven't had a chance to fish for a whole lot of crappie here lately, but with the typical summertime pattern stuff, they're going to be suspended around the trees, the bridges. They're going to be looking for shade. They're going to also be looking around the trees for bait. This time of year, a lot of your bait moves out to that main lake timber. They'll actually start what we call ringing the trees. You'll see the baits swimming around and around the trees. They do the same thing on the bridge columns. And those crappie love it when they do that because that's what they're out there to feed on. So get out in a little bit deeper water. However, most of the time those crappie on Tawakoni usually suspend somewhere around 12 to 15 feet. You got to be spooky. You know, they're kind of spooky though when they're like that. So you got to be pretty sneaky to get up on them, drop a jig or a good old minnow down there on them. You're more likely going to hook up. I've actually got a couple crappie trips coming up and stuff too. So yeah, I'm going to do a little crappie fishing probably tomorrow or day after tomorrow.
That'll work. That'll work.
Sweet. We'll give you guys a quick catfish report, unless you're wanting to start talking Humminbird. There's some questions you want to read up on. Anyway, so yeah, I'm going to give you the typical catfish report, which is how we catch them. You guys saw the show on Fox Sports Outdoors. We talked to you what type of tackle to use. We talked to you about how to bait a hole. We talked to you about what type of bait that we use, punch bait and the prepared bait. So normal stuff. The catfishing's typical summertime catfish. What are y'all doing?
You was getting it. You was doing
normal time catfishing. I'm all messed up now.
What kind of catfish?
We're catching channels and blues, and the channels and blues are still mixed together. But I'm gonna say something else or something. And
don't give away my big secret though.
Yeah.
You're fixing to give away my big secret.
I am.
But
it's your secret. I was doing it before you were here.
Hey, somebody got it a year ago.
No. Anyway, so I'm gonna tell you guys real quick. You can catch the channels and blues on over baited holes, just like we were talking about on Fox Sports Outdoors. And you can also catch blues right now on cut bait, so cut shad. So find some structure, and you can catch a lot of blue cats on even size blues on cut shad. Bye bye, because I feel stupid now. Bye bye.
There you go.
All right. Another thing I got to say real quick though, and I'm real excited about this. I've got me some recipes for some buffalo carp bait, and
okay,
game's fixing to be on, guys. The last 3 or 4 people I've had on my boat. Here's the neat thing about this time of year. Every morning we have a midge larva hatch.
Yep.
And what midge larvae are, they look like little mayflies, but they're called midge flies. And every morning these little larvae come up to the surface and they start hatching and coming off the surface. But the big buffalo carp, or the smallmouth buffalo carp, they love those things. They're like, I don't know, they eat eggs for breakfast or something. But it's funny how, because you got these little bitty microscopic baits about this big, and you got these big 30, 40, 50 pound carp out there busting the surface. And if y'all been with us in the last 2 or 3 weeks, everybody that's been on the boat always comment every morning. You'll see them out there and they look like big porpoises coming out of the water. And every day somebody asks me, man, what is that? What is that? Well, guess what? I'm going to break the code on catching these fish, and we're going to make it happen, guys. I'm gonna field test a little bit of it tomorrow on my trip, and I've broken down.
Are you gonna run corks?
No, I'm gonna be fishing this bait on the bottom.
On the bottom.
Yeah, I'm making my own dough baits.
Are you doing the hair rig?
No, hair rig's more for gar.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So let's stay tuned to Mike and see how he turns out with his. We may be opening up a new facet of our guide service. We're going to be your.
Put a limit on how many they get though.
I'm telling you,
is there a limit?
European, it's huge. It's huge up in Canada. It's huge over in Europe. It's huge in a lot of places, even over in China and stuff like that. So we're going to be taking this thing worldwide, baby.
He had his saws on cutting the ribs.
I did see that, guys. We're talking Humminbird electronics. We are completely dedicated to using Humminbird electronics. And the reason why is because they're the best electronics on the planet. They really are. When you talk about clarity of side imaging, you talk about ease of use, just literally opening up the package. Let me turn this up a little bit. Opening the package and just putting it on your boat immediately and catching fish. Hey, check this out. We got a few questions. Before we get into some settings and some information you need to know, John Wood, he asked a question. He said, what would you recommend settings on 2D to be for white bass in the 10 to 20 foot water? John, on your settings on your white bass, bud, first of all, hit your menu button twice, go over to sonar, drop down, turn on, I want you to turn up, or actually set your settings on your sensitivity to 8. And then I also want you to make sure you're using the original Humminbird color palette. That's going to help you. That original color palette, the reds are going to be your harder returns there. your sensitivity at 8, and I'm having a brain moment. What are we doing here?
We're doing anything other than listening to you right
talking
now.
about drum bass.
We're back here talking our own show. I didn't even know what he said.
You know,
was anybody listening?
Actually, I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna actually do a Live with the Guides unplugged version later on, and I'll actually talk to you guys about electronics. Obviously, my group doesn't
come on
think.
now, do your deal, babe. Talk to Humminbird all day. You need to talk your deal.
This story gets longer every time, man.
Do your show, babe. Talk about Humminbird. Answer the questions. Let's do that.
Yeah.
Answer the questions. Just answer the question.
John, I'm gonna circle back with you here in a minute, buddy. Marty, he asked, how far out do you scan left and right with side imaging, and does depth play a role? Absolutely. If you're using a mega unit, if your frequency is on 800 or like 1.2 to 1.4 gigs, you're gonna have to drop that down to your 400 megahertz on your side imaging, because you want to shoot out at least 100 to 115 feet. Does depth play a role? Yes. Once you get out to what would you say, Mike? Noel, Ryan, about 30, 35 feet.
What are we talking about?
You know,
keep
guys,
going. Keep going.
30 to 35 feet of depth of water, your side imaging really starts kind of losing its effectiveness. Not to say that it doesn't stop working, but if you're only out to 100, 115 feet, your water column becomes very large and you're not seeing near as much water, and your detail drops off too.
Right. The thing you need to realize with side imaging and stuff, it's kind of like if you turn your cell phone on the side, that screen that it's reading is a cone straight out like that. So it goes from the surface down to the bottom and then across the bottom. So it makes this big hexagon shape off to the side and off to this side. So as your water gets deeper, it tries to stretch that hexagon out, and so your cone doesn't get as good a return in the deeper water you get.
Right.
So like Michael was saying, on your mega units, you can read a little further out when you're in deeper water, but in the shallow water like the lakes and stuff, 50 foot and down, we can scan out to, in 50 foot of water, we can scan effectively about 90 feet, but in 30 feet and less, we can scan real effectively up to 100 feet, and 20 foot, about 100.
Hello, how y'all doing?
We're back.
So with that said, Marty, 115 is a good number. That's what we use on our boats. And after we get up to about 30, 35 foot of water, we really don't pay attention to side imaging as much. We're paying more attention to 2D and down imaging. Shannon wrote, tell them about the transducer differences and why you can pay a little more money and make a big difference. If you're using a Helix 9, it comes stock with the standard transducer. You can upgrade your 9 to the HDSI transducer, and that is a great tool that's gonna plug and play right with your 9, and it's gonna give you what the 10 and the 12 come with stock.
That comes, yeah. It'll
stock.
play with the 9, or it'll plug up to a 9 and work with the 9. But that is the one that comes standard on the 10 and 12.
And it's the HD. It's a high definition transducer. And
we're talking about the Helix units.
We're talking about the
that's
Helix,
what we're
right.
running.
Yeah.
Some of you may ask about the Solix, and the Solix units takes its own transducer.
That's right.
Totally
and actually, now that the Gen 3s have come out, they actually are now using, even on the Helix, they're using a whole different transducer now. Yeah. So and absolutely. And I'm not sure.
They're coming up with new stuff faster than we can talk about it, really. They've got a new 360 imaging out in a Mega series. They've had the 360 out for quite some time, but the new Mega 360, that's going to allow you to really get out there and look further out.
I'm really excited about seeing it.
I'm really excited about it too. In the past, because we couldn't see that far out on the 360, and we didn't really use it for scanning areas, because as your beam is turning and you're going forward, it would kind of leave these little blank voids is where side imaging reads the whole thing down beside you. And so you kind of had these little voids when you were trying to scan with the 360. But now if you're spot locked and you've got a school of hybrids or something around you, and all of a sudden they move left or forward or back or something, you can't read that on side imaging. But guess what? With that 360, you're going to be able to pick them up, and you're going to be able to follow that school real well. So I'm really looking forward to getting one of those on the boat.
We're doing a lot of saltwater fishing as well, and we're going to be doing more saltwater fishing as we grow over these next couple of years. And I can see where even the 360 imaging when you're dealing with redfish, you're dealing with sharks, just a bunch of different stuff around a shrimp boat or whatever. When those fish leave, you can actually follow them because you know which direction they leave.
So there's a couple. I'm going to start answering because we did tell everybody we're going to answer some questions. So, so Darren wants to know what color is best on the screen. What color do you like?
Side imaging, I think it's all about contrast, guys, right? So it's all about being able to distinguish fish off bottom, and it seems like that the original color palette, the blue on the side imaging, allows the best contrast. There are some guys that like the amber. I don't know of any other colors that anglers use other than the amber and the blue. We use the blue. We feel like we can see the best contrast on the blue.
I like the amber on some stuff, but it's really personal preference on that.
I can see the whites.
The greens, I don't dig that a whole lot. Sometimes I like the amber, but like Michael said, I think with the blue your fish mark is white marks. I think with the blue you pick that up a little bit better than you do with the amber because the amber seems to be a little bit lighter color palette.
Lighter, right.
So it's a little bit. But for structure stuff, I like the amber better because I think it shows the shadows better.
Yeah, I agree. So Jerry Dillard says he has a serious question, so he wants a serious answer. Why should I buy a Humminbird over any other brand?
Well, that's a great question. I think, first of all, Jerry, there's no question that you're going to get the best service out of a Johnson Outdoor product, first of all. Okay, and what I'm speaking to is there's no perfect electronic. I mean, electronics do from time to time have their problems. And if you send a Lowrance.
Not only that, but and I'm telling you this straight up, of the Lowrance units I've had to send almost every one of them back at one point or another to get repaired. I've had decent luck out of Garmin, but up until the live scope stuff, and Garmin's just kind of fell behind a little bit in the side imaging technology and stuff. We don't really have that big of a use for the live scope that they've got, and I know the Panoptics was really kind of weird anyway, but just an overall service, user friendly, price point. I think they're priced competitively with any other. You know, if you look at the Garmin stuff out there now, it's way more expensive.
And I think
than a Humminbird.
a true angler really needs to learn to rely on side imaging, and there is no. And I mean, I'm gonna throw Jason Fletcher's name out there. Jason's a competitive bass angler. He fishes tournaments. Jason is an old school Lowrance guy. He just spent, I think he spent close to $10,000 outfitting his brand new Skeeter on Lowrance stuff. He's been on our boats a few times on some guide trips, and he is now completely changed over. And it wasn't because we tried to change him over.
Well,
you know,
I don't know if Fred's even watching this, but Fred, you know, he owns Diamond Sports Marines over there. He's been a Lowrance guy for years. All his new stuff, he went to Bird.
Yeah,
I mean, it's just a better product. I mean, it's
really
plain and simple. As far as the side imaging, they're the ones that started that game, and they're the ones that are ahead of the game.
Yep.
By far.
Yep. And ultimately, user friendliness out of the box, like literally stick it on your box. Jerry, within literally 10 minutes, you're really dialed in. Where on the Lowrance and the other units, you're really having to go into YouTube and try to learn a bunch of stuff. So I hope that helps.
I know a guy that put a Lowrance unit on us. I talked to him today, and he said it didn't even come with a user manual. He said he's been having to video everything to figure out even how to get it to run.
So Gary Wilson said, when you guys are on spot lock, is your screen moving?
Yes.
Yes. Constantly refreshing data.
Yes. And the way you mark fish when you're on spot lock is the fish have to come by you. You're not going by the fish. And so you do mark differently, because the longer that fish stays in the cone, the longer a mark he's going to leave there.
Right.
But if he just swims through real quick,
he's gonna
so
look
you
like
can't really tell exactly how big the fish are. You can tell kind of what they are in correlation to how they set up to each other.
Yeah.
But
with the 2D and the
but yeah, you're still. A lot of times I'm using more 2D when I'm setting still than I am side image.
But to answer your question, when you're spot locked, you can actively still use side imaging and your electronics spot locked. You do not have to drive your boat around for your electronics to be speaking to you and for you to be. You know what I mean? I mean,
the screen constantly refreshes.
Absolutely.
It looks like you're moving forward when you're moving forward. It still looks like you're moving forward when you're sitting still, but it's not. It's just your screen refreshing.
Yeah, and I mean, Ryan can even speak to this. How many times have we been sitting on spot lock and we are fishing live bait below the boat, the fish are below the boat, and all of a sudden we look to our right, and there's literally a school of 500 striper to your right. Well, you're on spotlight, but you're still able to see that. You can actually make a cast over into that herd, and you can
or you can go off the spotlight, move
over with your Humminbird or with your Minn Kota trolling.
I mean, just using the side scan, especially in trophy blue cat season. I mean, it's incredible. I can't tell you how many times we're out looking for fish if we're not doing doing it other ways, like when we're out drifting or something. We're actually searching for fish using that side scan, marking those.
100%.
A lot of people.
It's incredible.
It is.
A lot of people think we just go out to the middle of the lake, throw some lines out, and start drifting. But we actually spend a lot of time running 2, 3, 4 miles an hour through these areas and scanning. Ultimately 200 feet wide though, and you can mark those big blue cats. And when you mark, different groups of them in one certain zone, that's the hot zone.
And then when you do catch them and you're bringing them up, you can flip it over to 2D and you can see those fish actually coming up with
Sure. Really cool. I mean, I don't know how many times we've had a 50, 60 pound catfish. Actually, we had Ryan's shark on, which I'm going to have Ryan talk about his shark here in just a little bit. Right. But Ryan had a big shark on, and you made the comment, well, you better hurry up and get him up. He's up to 80 feet. He was watching that shark come up from 180 feet up.
Cool to watch.
So
he reeled, get him up to about 50 feet, and then you hear it.
All that work you just did. All right, so there's another question. Tony Harvey, he says, I have a Humminbird Helix 12 Mega. Okay, I don't know if it's a Gen 2 or Gen 3, but he says, when I came in last night, mine had a green tint to everything. What could cause that? I know this is a long story. Man, had you got any sleep? Just playing. A green tint. What color? Let's ask this question.
Maybe it's a leprechaun.
What color? Was it on side imaging? Was it on your chart view? Was it on everything? Well, he did say it was on everything, didn't he? Man, that's a good question.
You weren't wearing those new sunrise yellow Costa sunglasses, were you? Maybe that's
question for you.
I've never seen that on.
Question for you,
I've ever ran.
Tony. When you turn your unit off and you fired it back up, did it stay the same way? Why don't you get back to us and let us know?
Send us a private message. We'll try to help you.
Terry Mize.
Tony said he has the G2.
The Gen 2? Okay.
G2, yeah.
Then he's on. He's gonna ask some questions. He'll probably answer us if he restarted if it worked. Real quick, we had another one come in right now. Terry Mize. Terry's always on this. Terry, thanks for joining us. Is it worth doing the Humminbird updates? The answer to that question is yes. Electronics have bugs from time to time. These units are used outside in the elements, and by updating your unit, and updates come out, golly, once every maybe 5 or 6 months.
Yeah, not too much.
Not even that much. Yeah. But yes, if your unit needs has an update available, absolutely. It will not set it back to its original factory settings.
How do you update it?
So you just simply go on to humminbird.com where you registered your product, okay, and you just.
They're just upstairs. Go.
You simply go on to your account, and you're gonna download the patch or the updated software
to
an SD card. It pops right on within seconds. Take that SD card out. Check this out. Fire your unit up. As soon as your unit's fired up and it's running, just simply pop the card in, guys, and guess what? It'll take over.
It'll pull up and it'll ask you if new updates available, and you simply scroll to the right and click yes.
That's it.
If it doesn't pop up, you simply hit your power button twice or your menu button twice? Hit your menu button twice.
Yeah.
And it'll pull up your current software. Down at the very bottom, it'll have a deal for your software. You click on that, and it'll bring up your current software in that menu. And if you got like a 7.2, I think the latest one is what, a 7.4? 7.4 is the latest software.
Here's a question real quick. These are kind of fun, guys. We appreciate all the questions. This is kind of what this is about. Is how we all learn. Frank McKinney, the nicest feature on his Humminbird is that you can connect it to your Mega, mark a spot on your side imaging. Now follow that. He marks he's talking about a spot, he's talking about a waypoint on his side imaging, and he can hit the go-to feature, and his Minn Kota trolling motor simply takes him right over to the spot.
That's all part of the new one boat system that he's talking about, and that really is pretty cool.
Would be pretty cool. Especially the skater.
You can do that with the new iPilots. Or like I have an Ultrex on my bass boat. The Ultrex does that. Another neat thing about those, they are a Bluetooth remote, guys. They're a rechargeable Bluetooth remote. You can also put the app on your cell phone, and you can control that trolling motor with the app on your cell phone. You can also control your talons with that same thing. Like once you go to a certain waypoint, you can tell it to drop your talons. And if you have talons on your boat, it'll drop them. We don't run talons on the boats simply because we're usually not fishing super shallow water. And when we do, our spot lock works great. So,
hello.
Sorry, somebody called.
So real quick, Brent Smith. Brent Smith. This is the last question we're going to do.
Yeah.
Is this the last one?
Yeah, because we got all of our show to do.
This is kind of fun. This is fun.
Yeah, we just need to go live and do it later.
If you get on the boat, and we still have Ryan. Ryan's got to say some stuff.
Yeah.
No, I got a question I want to ask you a little bit.
Oh, man.
If you get on the boat with one of these guys, talking about these guys back here, pay attention to what they are seeing on their electronics. You will clearly see firsthand the advantages of side imaging. I learned some very valuable information fishing with them. That's Brent. We appreciate that, Brent.
Yeah, so hey guys, if you guys have any more questions, continue to ask them because we have like 20 other things we got to do before, and it's we're like 10 minutes over.
That's how it works.
Put your comments in. Put your comments in.
That's why you.
Put your comments in, and we will try to go back tonight and answer them.
Hey, can I pull out the box now?
Hey guys, and just so you know, before we leave, we are going to set up your helixes, and we're going to give you our settings here in just a little bit coming up.
Okay.
All right.
So one of our clients. Great customer, Chad Chapstall. He mailed us something in the mail. He mailed it to us, and he wants us to open it up live with you guys. We have no idea what it is.
Yeah. I got the new fan for the skeeters.
Is it a fan?
Yeah, so if I get hot.
You don't have to
we're going to open this together. So we're not doing
Just got to find somewhere to open with it.
Chad said it. I'm going to stand back.
Here you go, Noel. Open it up, buddy.
Hey, I hope it's a giant bobber.
You open it up, brother. I just sharpened it. All right, he's opening up. Here, matter of fact, let me lower this down here a little bit so y'all can see what he's doing here. We just have too much fun here.
I need the American Angler.
Yes, you do.
Careful with that knife. Wait, hold on. Okay.
Dude, I'm not sticking my hand in there.
You never know. It's probably a swamp thing.
Chupacabra.
Oh, what's he got? Well, we got a we got a bait net.
Oh, it says Glover on it. Look.
Oh, look! Show the audience.
Not Glover.
Glover.
Oh, golly!
What the freak?
Oh my God, dude! Hey, you just got hacked.
Thank you, Dad.
You just got hacked.
That's how he could net his trophy blues. What is that?
Oh my God! Oh my God!
This is a hat. Michael, you broke his off.
Hey, watch out, man!
Here, plug this back in real quick.
We apologize. We're
in.
little babies over here. We're so sorry. And
Look,
this is Noel.
Here, hold on. I gotta
It doesn't matter, babe. We're all messed up. Oh my gosh. Sorry, guys. Hold on. Now it's still the whole Noel and Mike thing from years past. Remember where it won't rotate your phone? Hold on. Michael, sorry, guys. Hold on. We know. You're trying to fix it. Oh my God.
Are we straight now?
No, we're not straight. We're not straight. We turn every time. Okay, sorry guys. We had a little blur. Tighten up, please.
We had a little bit of
this way.
difficulty.
Hey, we're back!
What is that? No, well, that's real. Like it can have fleas or something.
What?
It really could, yeah.
A new fur ball!
We have 3 watchers now. Oh wait. Yeah. Did you do it on our business page?
There's got to be some kind of story.
Yeah. Is that all that was in there? Oh my gosh, that's hilarious.
Well, whose is it?
It could be yours. Take it to the chickens.
Hey, I'm gonna do some flies.
Fish the same day.
Oh man, that's funny.
Oh, we need to fish the show. That was funny.
Hey, Chad, we appreciate that. That was actually, I'm good. Is that right? Is that the raccoon in it? Yeah. All right, so guys, we answered some Humminbird questions.
We still have a guest away to do.
We have a guest away. Let's give some stuff away real quick, guys. We apologize.
I apologize.
Nothing like having a little tail in your face. That is just not good. There you go.
Is that a cat?
He's so innocent. It says the stupidest stuff. Nothing like having a little tail here. Stupid donut. That's real. Like, that's some straight up real stuff.
I feel like let's keep going here.
Hey guys, so we're gonna do a guest away. So sorry, Michael dropped the phone, and I'm sorry. I apologize.
Yeah.
Well, they're gonna need a new phone because this one's cracked already.
What?
Guest away.
Oh, my new iPhone.
Here's your chance to win your own RSR lures with the guest away, and we really appreciate Philip Walker for providing that.
Guest away.
Yeah, we got a guest away right here. Y'all guest away.
I've always wanted a pet
On
raccoon.
this raccoon. So.
Well, he's a little light these days.
Raccoon.
Man, Chad.
Actually, on the guest away, if you look, we really weren't trophy catfishing, but guess what? The lake is stocked full of them. And Tamika was out with me on the boat the other day, and she kept saying she wanted something to pull drag. Well, guess what? Right at the end of the day, one of the rods went down, and sure enough, it was that big old blue cat that she was holding, and she was super stoked about that. And the winner of the guest away was John Wood. John Wood guessed 15.4. And here's one thing I found out about it. Because we put a big catfish on here, and it's not catfish season, big catfish season anyway. When we were doing the guess the weights on those big catfish, usually somebody would guess it within like 2 or 3 guesses. Man, y'all were all over the place on this one. I mean, I've seen stuff from anywhere from 4 pounds to 40 pounds.
Oh, I know,
y'all were
too.
all confused about it. I don't know what happened.
40.
But yeah, I'm serious. People were guessing that thing all over the place. But anyway, like I said, the winner of that is, who did I say? What, John Wood? If you contact Philip Walker on Facebook or RSR Lures here on Facebook, tell him you wanted to guess the weight with Live with the Guides, and he'll make sure you get your own package of RSR Lures. We really appreciate that.
Good deal. All right, Ryan, jump on in there.
Let's talk about, hey, give them a coast report, offshore saltwater.
All right.
Yeah, there you go.
Go give you guys a
Well,
salt.
that was along the lines. Guys, we're still in the middle of offshore season, the Gulf of Mexico. Guys, if you're not sure, we do offer red snapper. We're a fully federally permitted charter, blah, blah, blah. I can't really talk right now. I'm so excited about being here. But the Gulf of Mexico is putting out some great fish right now. We're catching kingfish, shark. Amberjack season is full in swing. The red snapper season just closed. Had some great amberjacks. Matter of fact, one of our special guides here, Mr. Ryan Glover, stayed right here. He actually had his first real saltwater trip just a couple weeks ago, and got a chance to go out and see what that's all about. Guys, if you've never done that, you owe it to yourself to go out there, reeling some of these big sharks and all kinds of stuff. Just experience. I think, and Ryan, we were talking about this the other day, just being out there and seeing all of the clear water below the boat. Share with everybody.
Well, it's just nothing around you. I mean, I don't know. It's hard to. I couldn't even explain it whenever I was talking to him about it. It's different. You know, when you get out of the lake, even on a big lake, you know, you can still see land. You know,
right?
But just
It's different when you.
Could you see land out there? No.
No, you'd see it. I'd see a big old wave, like no telling how far that you would think was land, but then it'd go away. You know, as you was going this, and it was.
Yeah. So we were set up, and we were trying to actually catch some amberjack. And amberjack weren't in season, but we were just trying to catch one, to release it. But I hooked into what I thought was an amberjack, fought it for a while, and ended up being a shark. And then while I was finishing up with this shark, you caught a shark. Yeah. But not just any shark. What'd you catch?
It was a hammerhead shark.
Yeah. Tell us about that a little bit.
It was fun. It fought like crazy. But not like a hybrid, or not even like a kingfish or a snapper. It was more of a
like a grueling.
Yeah, they go down.
Fish.
Yeah, it was not darting around. You know, like a kingfish taking off this way.
So you never even caught a kingfish. What does a kingfish fight like?
Like a hybrid.
Like a hybrid.
Like a huge hybrid.
Yeah.
Steroid to me, I mean that's what it.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah. And did you get a chance to see the reel go into 4th or 5th gear a couple times?
You were holding one that went into 4th gear.
Yeah.
But
there was one.
I had one. The shark. That one. I wish I'd have caught that one shark that
jumped.
It jumped up out of the water and spun.
Yeah.
Well, there was one moment when Ryan was reeling in the hammerhead, which I am doing a Port O'Connor video. I just haven't had a chance to do it. But Ryan had been fighting this shark forever, and then finally he told Mike T. He said, "Can you move?" move so he could sit down.
Oh, yeah.
Remember that?
I had to sit down.
Anyway, it was fun.
Oh, I mean, these are.
I was tired. I was
animals here.
legitimately. I was tired. I was wore out.
His hands were shaking after.
Yeah. He was like, I'm done.
And then they made me catch the rest of the snapper and caught a barracuda.
Oh yeah. Yeah, he did.
Yeah, all kinds of fun stuff.
And
Broke
he
a
passed the saltwater test without getting sick.
Yep.
Yep, he did. He sure did.
Unfortunately, I have a weak stomach sometimes, so I just never.
Lots of fun, guys. If you haven't done a Lake Tawakoni Guide Service saltwater trip, and I'm not sure if we're going to rename it. I mean, because it sounds funny to say Lake Tawakoni Guide Service saltwater version, but whatever. You need to do that. And Jerry Diller says offshore is awesome.
It
We
is.
did have a great time.
What is it? Let me see.
That's hilarious. So you put it up a little closer so you can see it. Look, if anybody's been watching and has been watching this whole feed, they know exactly what that is. That's just greatness.
Chad.
Chad.
All right.
We're gonna ask the guide segment here. The Mike's
call
gonna
it
do.
Tawaka salt, maybe.
Tawaka salt?
Tawaka salt.
Salty twat?
Salted twat. I don't know, something. I heart my fish
I love
grips.
you.
I heart my little fish grips.
Aw.
Actually, these are the original fish grips, folks. If you're going to try any other brand, I recommend you not doing so. You're going to be very disappointed. But if you go with the original fish grip, you're always going to be very excited about landing fish and holding fish.
Not
And not
Not having to worry about them breaking and all that kind of stuff.
Later.
Is he not watching right now?
Oh.
So we can't even wish him like a happy birthday. Like,
There you go.
And what we do is ask the guide segment. And we're going to go with something a little bit different today. Derek Johnson asked, what kind of bait would you use, or what kind of bait would you recommend on a spring-fed lake for fishing near vegetation for bass? And, you know, that's really actually one of my favorite kind of lakes to fish with, or to fish, is natural spring-fed lakes and a lot of grass. Early mornings, man, the topwater bite should be on fire. I mean, small topwaters, buzz baits, anything like that. But the main thing you need to really look at in your upland lakes and stuff like that, they're all going to take a hike. On your upland lakes and stuff like that is the type of forage that's in the lake. You know, a lot of blue herring lakes like that, like over on Washita and stuff like that, they're able to have a lot of blue herring, and so you need something that resembles a blue herring. But around here, mostly shad. So your swim baits, a swim jig, like I said, a topwater bait, a shallow running crankbait, anything like that around that vegetation is going to get you bit more than not. And for asking that question and having me answer it while they take a hike, you win your own pair of fish grips so you can hold that big old bass up by his lips. So simply private message us your information and we'll mail these out to you.
Hey, let's set up your helix real quick, guys. Did he say bass? This show went downhill quick. I like that, Jerry. Okay, so helix viewers, I'll do the Solix. We'll do the Solix next week.
No,
okay?
we won't. We'll be out for a car.
But we can still, we can still throw it
Can't
up
do
there.
it.
Guys, helix units, side imaging, I'm going to give you our settings, okay? First of all, I want you to set your sensitivity to 14 on your side imaging. You set out to 115 feet, left or right, all right? Set it to your blue. You're going to go down and make sure that your
Contrast.
your contrast is set at 10. Your contours are going to be factory settings. The scroll speed is going to be at 5. I'm just shooting from the hip. I don't have any of this written down. And you are going to make sure that.
But let me ask you this: doesn't it, out of the box, doesn't it come with your contrast set at 10 already?
Absolutely.
And your scroll speed at 5 already?
At 5 already.
So really the only thing he's telling you to change right now is your sensitivity. Go up 4 clicks on your sensitivity.
There's not a lot.
So it's really simple. That's what it's saying. They're real close to dialed in and right out of the box, but we do have a few preferences. And one thing you can always do that I find really helpful is you can freeze your screen. All you got to do is, if you're in your side image, simply take your cursor and move it over just a little bit.
Yep.
When you do that, it freezes the screen. Then you can go up to your menu and you can click on your sensitivity and your contrast, especially your contrast, and you can play with that up and down as you marked a piece of structure, and you can set it to your own likings and really pick up your shadows or your brightnesses, whatever you like with that frozen screen, and then simply hit exit and it'll take you back to scrolling.
That's exactly right. Guys, your mega machines are going to come out of the box in mega mode. In other words, they're going to be in the 1.2 to 1.4 gigahertz. Guys, be careful with that. And let me explain what I'm saying. Is if you're searching for fish out to at a distance, for instance, the sand bass fisherman, the hybrid fisherman, the blue cat fisherman that's wanting to cover 100 to 150 foot of water, you're not going to be able to do that in your 1.2 to 1.4 gigahertz frequency. You simply go hit the menu button twice, scroll over to your sonar settings. I think it's two columns over to the right. Drop down and simply on your it'll say HD side imaging. Go over and actually select the 400 megahertz. That's going to allow you to see out. 455. 455. Thank you. Yeah, 455 megahertz. That is what's going to allow you to see out to your distance. If you're not worried about that, if you're kilohertz, if you're a crappie fisherman, and you're just simply looking at bridge columns, or you're looking at or you're a bass fisherman, you're looking at boat ramps and grass lines, and they're very close to the boat. Switch over to your mega frequency, which is your 1.2 to 1.4.
The Gen 3s are a little bit more friendly on that, though.
They are a little bit, but I was looking at some photos, and they were. Yeah. They still,
for overall scanning, especially if you're trying to scan at 4 or 5 miles an hour, you're gonna want to switch that back to 455 kilohertz.
That's right. Yeah, those are little tricks that you're not going to see just by buying it, and you may have. And the key is going to be there is when you run out to 100 to 125 feet, the last half or the last third is going to be dark, and it's going to look like you don't have any detail. That's simply because you're on a high frequency. The lower the frequency, the more you can see out to distance, but you don't see as clearly. The higher frequency, you're not going to see as far, but what you do see is very, very detailed. So hope that helps. On your 2D sonar, switch fire on, sensitivity at 8, go to your original color palette, and I like to scroll my screen down to 4, and I like to use the shallow saltwater mode. Check it out, see if you like it. All of our units are set in shallow saltwater. I think it gives a little bit better arch, and it cleans it up. Take your surface clutter, bring it down to 1, and get rid of your RTS window. Get rid of your color chart. Open up that 2D so you can see. Don't clutter it up with a bunch of extra stuff. So hope that it helps out.
All right. Do we got anything else we need to talk about? Did you give us all a report?
I gave us pretty good report.
I never heard you give it, so I didn't know.
I did,
okay.
but here's... I think I can go a little bit more.
Well, never mind. I'm sorry, y'all. Bye-bye.
Yeah, y'all got another 30 minutes you want to spend here.
Did we give you guys, did we give everybody a striper report?
50 minutes.
You were supposed to do a striper report.
No, Michael can do
No, you are.
I don't know.
Noel, it's your job. Noel's going to give the report without saying the word drag and pull.
Those are some huge.
Hey, yeah.
Those 3
right there.
Those are average. Hey guys, the stripers are pretty much catching them not like early morning, but kind of early and stuff like that. We're catching them on live bait, and believe it or not, some of it came in cut bait too. I was trying to catch some catfish and just caught some stripers on cut bait.
And how's that?
A lot of gray hairs right
Have y'all seen Noel's hair? Look how long it is. Put your hair down. He's growing it out. What do y'all think? I think he needs to buzz aside. Julie, what do you think?
I think you should
buzz aside and
just trim it up, block it off the back a little bit.
He's got hair. Here you go, Noe.
You can grow your hair out and still trim it.
Good striper report, Noel.
Yeah.
Stripper report.
Striper
Report.
Those run for about. Hey, the stripers. They're out there. They're pretty much moving, but yet they still are catchable. So the stripers. Some of the stripers that we're catching, Ryan and Mike T. There's some giant hogs. I mean, these stripers and hybrids are coming in pretty big. Would you say you caught some 26-inch hybrids?
You had 30 there, didn't you?
I had some 26 to 28-inch hybrids, but I had a 35-inch striper the other day.
Man, that grew overnight. No,
hey, Noel, I'm proud of you.
That
you
thing.
gave a report without saying drag pulling.
Yeah, I try not to say it. No,
that
thing was huge. I saw it. I'm just messing with him. Hey, that thing was it looked like a baby barracuda. That thing was so big. Man, but you know what? Those stripers and hybrids are moving fast.
So hey,
on another note, the sand bass.
Oh yeah, sand bass.
Hey guys, if you want to get some kids on a lot of fun, mini drag pullers.
There you go. Sand bass.
Get them in before they go back to school. I guarantee you they will have a lot of fun because those sand bass are literally jumping in the cooler by themselves.
That's right.
Get out there and catch them. You will have fun.
We're having a ball catching all those. We got a ton of kids fish with us this summer. So. And the fishing's still good. I don't know if you guys think that, when school starts, the fishing slows down. The fishing's great. Catfishing's good. Striper, white bass fishing's great. Crappie fishing's not too bad. So if you guys want to come out and pull, catch some fish, just call it 903-441-3937. And then I want to tell you this one more thing. You guys, I know some of you guys have been following us on Open Water Lodge. We have a new Facebook page. It's been out for about 2 months. It's Open Water Lodge here on Lake Tawakoni. So we're hoping that the Open Water Lodge and cabins will be open mid-October, maybe November, hopefully somewhere around that time. But find that page. We'll share the link here, and y'all follow us and like us. We'd really love that. So we are out of here. We're headed back to POC, and we'll see you guys around. Anybody got any questions? If you have any questions about Hummingbird, put it in the comments. Hey,
y'all be sure to check out Open Water Lodge. Hit a like, share with your friends, and share with your groups. So let's get that page
rolling. Did you talk about your guys, your radio guys?
Oh, hey, real quick, I want to do a quick shout out to Alex El Nino and David Sosa with KNON. Brother, I'm going to give you a call. We're going to take care of some business, and we'll see you out on the water here real soon.
And this very long, extended version of Live with the Guides was brought to you in part by these fine sponsors. Of course, Minn Kota and Humminbird, American Angler Fillet Knives, Phytech Cast Nets, Gill Fishing Apparel, Extreme Fishing Concepts, Blazer Bay Boats, O'Reilly Auto Supply. Oh no. RSR Lures, Yamaha Outboards, Costa Del Mar Sunglasses, and the original Fish Grip, and Shimano USA.
Watch the hair, y'all.
Y'all have a good one. We'll see y'all next week. Hey guys, Captain Michael Littlejohn here with Lake Tawakoni Guide Service. Thanks for watching. Be sure to check out our other videos and subscribe. Thanks.